Ora andu ra, I say, mama seta, ashidu, ashite, ashuan vibrations, every baka. May your mind, buckas, and souls be old. May your amits be sound. May your buckas be leaven off ground. When we keep to the breath, the orth, the mothor, the seon, the soul of Ra guides and keeps you all. I Anma, I say Ra, Ella E say El say I, Christ Ore, Chaplain Tata Amen Ra. I Ma, the sound Messiah. I Ma, truth awareness. True talk can be a part of the greatest transfer of Ma Elth. That's intelligence. Sound logic. Aminology. Ta'angodu. This is all sound logic. And with all that being offered to you, being a fool is absolutely your choice. To raise 1875. We got the year 1875 in review. This is a Mathorian Kagodora update for Ray 1875, where we review the events, try to explore and discover any catastrophic opportunities for these draconians to delete, keeping that abyss. No thought, no breath, no say, no play. Let's get to the Mathorian Kagodora and see what it has to say for Ray. Ray 3, this is the Trinity in the Gematria. We got 1875. The Seandu, Ka'amandu, Kadu is So-A. This means the ray of thought is coming into you, activating your genes, sowing new erection, your translation. Convert to sowing new opportunities in your world. You only get from Mathor to continue the process, to re-continue the process of Mathor. It's the only reason why you get the thought. Okay? If you're not using it, you're not going to get. So if you're not giving yourself to you, to your ether, okay, your or, okay, we're trying not to use that word space. We've decoded this already. Okay, we don't live in a space. We are not in a space. Okay, we are in or. We call that the or. Ether is short form code word for the or. Except for when you say ether and not eth or. Ether means burnt. Ether, it means burnt. It means ashes that go into an urn. A living. Okay? You got that. So before we can recontinue what we are doing, we have to establish the soul. Okay? Because 2 days ago we got the go. Yesterday was do. Today is so. Go, do, so. Okay? This is your Trinity. Okay, these commands work in threes. You got Ma, Ra, Shu. You got Ta, Sa, Ta, Se, Ba. Okay? You got Ka, Go, Do. And you got So, Re, Ed, On. Okay, that's exactly how you should try to memorize it in your head. Okay, I can say these things without, referring to the Kagodora. I should, right? Well, I had to memorize them, and that's something that you can do too. All right, so let's go to year 1875 and see what's happening. Science and technology. The first measurements of speed of light on Earth. American physicist Albert A. Michelson, using a rotating mirror apparatus of his own design, conducted his first successful terrestrial measurement of the speed of light. This early work set the stage for his later, more precise experiments and his Nobel Prize physics. Well, there's two things we can work on right there, okay? I know a lot of you guys are scratching your head and you got a lot of stories and yeah, it's all stolen information. This was after Tartaria. Let me just explain something. Let me give you an opportunity for some sound logic and remind you why you all got to go to Jesus.com and sign up. Get the eye bucket to Omen. Okay, get yourself protected so you can pursue a sound mind. Okay, so you can pursue your soul. Okay, because monitoring this is not enough. You're just getting yourself in bigger problems. Okay? All right? You get access to the Mathorian Kagodora, the very vehicle that gives us an opportunity to be erect and be holding the master timeline and have the power to go back in time and stop and halt and say no and say don't. Okay? To this ritualistic behavior of bringing back resets. Okay? So go to Google, go to Apple, and download this app. Buy into it. Go buy this timeline. Okay? And when I say go buy this timeline, both use your finances, your fiat, whatever you want to call it, your credits. Go to Google, go to Apple, search for Kagodora, and download it. It costs $17. And then you can go buy it, meaning this is your guide, this is your beacon. Okay? This is your center. Okay? Seta en Ra. This means centered by Ra. Okay? You got that. All right? So what I'm getting to is when they use the word earth, they are talking about a place that is less of sound. Okay? It has been earned. They earned it. They earned the right. So to earn the right, that means they have to remove its voice so they can manage it without its dispute. Okay, so that means they would have to, kill it. Okay? Bring death to it, detach it from the ether. Okay, so since they can't do that, they have done that psychologically. Okay, they've done that corporately. Through all their systems, they've been able to do it. Okay, and then the end goal is to really do it. Okay, you got that. All right, so this is why they can have people, come out and say, for a race that has just come into existence, all of a sudden, they're the creators of all things. Well, it's because this is a time period of the dead. Okay, that has ended, by the way. With your lack and inability to come to sound logic is only prolonging it. Okay, only prolonging it. Okay, you got that. Okay, so that's why they can have a person try to tell you in 1875 was the very first time, okay, which not even 200 years ago, was the very first time, they had a measurement for light. Okay, like just think about how stupid that sounds. But it's right here in black and white. In 1875, Albert A. Michelson created an opportunity for light to be measured, the speed to be measured. Okay? This is why you have to go to Jesus.com, erectionary.com, get that sound logic. Understand that by putting in hashtag I don't consent to draconian state, okay, you're reinstating a sound state. Okay? You got to recognize that my thoughts are the spores that spawn intelligence. denoffungi.org. Okay, your mental health is directly tied to your etheric compass, so you have to reinterpret yourselves to sound bomb. Okay, meteorology advances. The International Meteorological Organization, IMO, was founded in Vienna as a predecessor to the World Meteorological Organization. It was a crucial step in standardizing global weather observation and data sharing. Okay, aeronautics. British inventor Thomas Moy demonstrated it as aerial streamer as an early unmanned engine-powered aircraft model. Okay, so here's your drone. In 1875, they powered an unmanned craft. Okay, politics and law. and imperial affairs. The Treaty of St. Petersburg, 1875, in a significant diplomatic exchange, Japan and the Russian Empire signed a treaty. Okay, the British imperial expansion. The British North American Act established Northwest Mounted Police, later called the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the RCMP. Okay, was founded in 1875. Well, we definitely found a few things we want to rebuke. Okay, we already decoded the nonsense and psychology of all these guys inventing shit. Okay, they're just basically, taking the shit that was stolen and putting their face on it. Okay, that's all that's being done, people. Okay, here in politics, though. Okay, we got these gangsters. All right, these draconians putting things like the RCMP into be. Okay, well, we don't consent to that. Okay, we don't consent to any new forces being put together on the spirit of the British imperial expansion in today's time. No breath, no thought, no say, no play in the abyss to ray. Constitutional crisis in the German Empire. The May crisis erupted when Chancellor Otto von Bismarck accused the Catholic Church of undermining the state. Oh, well. This intensified the Kulturkampf, culture struggle, a political conflict between the Prussian-led government and the Catholic Church. Women's rights. The U.S. Supreme Court case Minor versus Happersett ruled unanimously that the right to vote was not automatically granted to women under the 14th Amendment. Okay? Well, you women, you need to get my book, The Fall of God's Mother, because the woman means woes to Ma. Woes to Ma-en. Woes to Ma-on. Woes to man. Okay? You got that. Okay, so that's cursed. That's cursed. You were better off having no vote. Therefore, your role in all of this, that is the most high role. Okay, because you're giving birth to these demons. Okay, you're giving birth to the stability of regeneration for the demonic draconian forces. Just by carrying that name woman, that's what you're coded to do, along with mother and all other names associated. Go get that book. I got the codes. I got the replacements. Okay? Culture and society. Founding of the Theosophical Society. Helena Blavatsky, Henry Steele, Ocott, and others founded the society in New York. Music. Premieres, French composer Georges Bizet's opera Carmen. Notable births and deaths. March 7, Maurice Ravel, French composer. July 26, Carl Jung, Swiss psychiatrist. November 27th, Mikhail Kalinin, Soviet statesman. Deaths, August 4th, Hans Christian Andersen, Danish author. October 27, John R. J. Glover, British explorer of Australia. In summary, 1875 was a year where precision science took a major leap forward. Imperial borders were formally redrawn in Northeast Asia, and iconic cultural work debuted amidst social and religious conflict. All right, so there goes the 1875 year in review. You know what to do. Go to Jesus.com, sign up for that. You get access to Mathorian Kagodora file. You can print it, you can display it. Better yet, go to almondra.com, buy it, okay, have it delivered to your door. And then also you get access while you're there to the apparel. You got our new Anazi line that we're dropping, okay? And, of course, we got access to the books. So Where Would the Devils Fear? Get the corruption out of here by getting our books. Go to Jesus.com, savbysound.com, sign up, visit Bakai. Anybody interested in helping a real project for Jamaica, okay, go to bakai.com, okay? Truly a sound investment of your interests, of your attention, of your heart chakra, okay? You got it? Jesus.com. Sign up. Mathorian Kagodora. Google, Apple. Let's get it. Let's keep the Kagodora. Let's put sound back. Okay? Let's raise the re-rise rock.